racing hard all night. Voice chat laughing, somebody raising hell, somebody yelling net code when they get sent to sell. Tire wear low and the cautions fly fast. Repair gone by lap 25. Crew chief yelling, save your right front tire, while we're three wide racing through the fire. From pit road fights to photo finish wins. Every Sunday night we do it all again. Different states but the same damn flame. Checkered flag Motorsports built this name. It's Checkered flag Motorsports under neon sky. Super Speedway Sundays where the fast boys fly. Daytona drafting in a 10-car train. Talladega bumping that 200 mph insane. Friday night street stocks beating and banging steel. Our racing warriors living for the field. And David O keeps this whole thing alive like an outlaw preacher for the Friday night drive. Yeah, like an outlaw preacher for the Friday night drive. Echo Park lights and the lobby fills up. Got the Discord cracking while we line them up. Somebody missed text, somebody blew a gear. Somebody says, boys, we're racing clean this year. Black boxes glowing, fuel numbers running low. Spotty calling outside while the cautions grow. Wheel to wheel through the tri-oval lights, trying to survive one more green, white, checkered night. Cold beer sweating while the pace truck rolls. Every driver here got racing in their soul. When life gets rough and the weekdays drag, we come alive under the checkered flag. It's Checkered flag Motorsports under neon sky. Super Speedway Sundays where the fast boys fly. Daytona drafting in a 10-car train. Talladega bumping that 200 mph insane. Friday night street stocks beating and banging steel. Our racing warriors living for the field. And David O keeps this whole thing alive like an outlaw preacher for the Friday night drive. We got drivers from the mountains, drivers from the coast, but when the green flag waves, where brothers moan. Through the cautions and the chaos, through the wreckers and the scars, we build a family out of race cars. Yes, Checkered flag Motorsports till the day we die. Discord, laughter, and Super Speedway night. Street stock warriors underneath the lights, still chasing glory on a Friday night. David O leading with the hammer down. Best damn league that we ever found. From green flag racing to the morning sun. CFM forever, brotherhood on the run. Outside, still there, clear high. Boogity boys, let's ride.
Shopping for a new Chevy? Chevyland stands apart from the competition. Explore over 12 acres and more than 260 vehicles with truckloads of savings, like $10,000 off select new 2026 Silverado 1500s, 1.9% financing on Blazer and Silverado, plus the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months complimentary maintenance. That's peace of mind, only at Chevyland. And that's why we're #1 in North Louisiana. Come see the difference for yourself at Chevyland, your Silverado headquarters.
Welcome back, race fans. Tonight, Checkered flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys unloads for round number 3 here of season 5 at Daytona. Of course, presented to y'all by MaxspeedTV. Tonight, the men's mental health awareness 200, sponsored by Andrew Schroeder. So a big shout out to Andrew for sponsoring tonight's race. Of course, the season just still getting underway. Of course, next week we go to Talladega. I'm going to have to get the updated schedule with the little hiccup for Memorial Day. I do see Brendan out there and CFM TV 46 out there in chat tonight. That is David O, I do believe. So, how you doing, David? I need to give you moderator privileges. In here. All right, so I figured it was, David, but we got 80 laps in store here tonight. Air tip of 65, a track tip of 86. I do know they kind of changed the weather and stuff here too a little bit due to some hiccups with iRacing, but nonetheless, they got some racing they're going to do. 200 miles, unlimited tires, 50% fuel load. Here this evening. Most of their races, or I think all of their races pretty much, is 50% fuel and either 80 or 100 laps, depending on what track they're going to. So, for the most part, everything will stay the same. Pit road here at Daytona, 60 mile an hour with a pace speed of 70. Going to go ahead and dive into the point standings here tonight. Mark Mann up at the top spot at 91 points. Rick Sanchez in second at 86 points, 5 behind Mark. Adam Kilday up a spot into third at 79 points, 7 behind Rick. Rick Seabrands up 6 spots into fourth at 78 points, 1 point behind Adam. Anthony English up 10 spots and fifth at 74 points, 4 behind Rick Seabrands. Donald Stewart staying in sixth at 69 points, 5 behind Anthony. Jerry Bergeron up 10 spots as well into seventh at 68 points, 1 behind Donald. And we have a tie between Les Levy and James Mayer. Les down 3, James down 1. And both of them at 67 points and 1 point behind Jerry. David Overstreet, he's still in the top 10, but down 3 spots at 66 points. 1 point behind Mayer and Levy. Dana Osborne in 11th, up 3 spots at 57 points, 9 behind David O. Sean Stevens staying in 12th at 56 points, 1 point behind Dana Osborne. Nicholas Wing up 5 spots into 13th at 54 points, 2 points behind Sean Stevens. And to round out our top 16, we actually have a 3-way tie between Chris Breidenbaker, who is, who is up 13 spots, Vicente Guerrero, and Bubba Winningham, who is up 11 positions. All 3 of these gentlemen at 52 points. All 3 of them also 2 behind Nicholas Wing. And it looks like everybody decided to pile in here at the last minute. For a little bit, we only had about 13 drivers, and I was like, where's everybody at? And then I realized, well, we still had 30 minutes to go in practice. So, kind of got carried away there a little bit, wondered where everybody was at, but everybody's starting to pile up in here. So, it looks like Eric W. out there in chat here tonight. Now, we're going to go ahead, though, folks, and step aside and play the national anthem here this evening, and then qualifying here tonight at Daytona should be underway when we come back.
and the twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket track, the bomb busting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that Star Spangled Banner, yeah, wave for the land under the free, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save, this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, traitors that Star Spangled Banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free, and the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Max Speed TV.
Alrighty, folks, qualifying underway, just getting going. We got drivers out on the track. Go and get up those qualifying times out here tonight. Stephen Lane out there joining us in a chat here tonight, and for some reason I am not getting any audio in my Discord. All right, maybe that fixed it. All right, y'all probably heard that, but yep, I think I got it fixed. All right, well, just waiting. Yeah, I know y'all can hear me, but I wasn't getting any audio in Discord. My mic wasn't going through, so I had to fix it. So just waiting on the times to start rolling in here, folks. For the first qualifying laps, they only get one lap of qualifying. Let me take that off of there. There we go. Forgot to take that off. Sorry. We fixed it. We got it. Right? All right, time's rolling in here. Rick Sanchez right now currently the top spot. Sean Stevens there in second. Dan Osborne. Oh, James Mayer going up into P2. Looks like Dusty Burkhart coming out on the track. Anthony English tearing it up out there with a 51.236. Dwayne Corbett is also going to be coming out. Adam Kilday, Hunter Reynolds also out on the track here. Just waiting on to see if anybody's going to be able to knock out that ever-charging fast 44 machine of Anthony English here. Right now, he's holding the top under a minute and a half. Like Adam Kilday going up into seventh. Zente is fixing to start his lap. Hunter Reynolds going up into third on his one and only lap with one more minute left to go. So Vicente, Andrew, and Dwayne Corbett. Now, Joshua Westendorf has not started his lap officially. I don't know if there's going to be enough time here for him to finish up his lap or not. However, I believe Vicente, it's going to be close for Andrew and Dwayne. But I think that these guys will be able to finish it. Looks like Vicente is going to cross the stripe here with about 15 seconds to go. 51.241. That is going to be good enough for second. Andrew Schroeder going to be hitting the stripe here. 51.310. And a 51.256 for Dwayne Corbett. But it's going to be Anthony English grabbing the pole out here tonight. Let's go ahead and get Anthony up here real quick. Anthony grabbing the pole for round number 3 here. The men's mental health awareness 200. Man, it's Daytona. Not hot out there, it looks like. But, you know, we'll see how racing's going to go here tonight. How you feeling out there, buddy?
Cool.
Cool. That's all you have to say is cool.
Well, you said it though. I mean, it's a cool night at Daytona, so we just got to eat some smoked ribs and stuff at the folks' house. So we dandy tonight.
Oh, we
so
dandy.
Maybe lead a lap here, and then I'll probably shuffle myself back in the back just so I can be cool.
Be cool. Well, you know, season really just getting underway still, you know, yet, Anthony. So, you know, long season to go, of course, starting off strong out here with the pole. So, you know, good luck tonight. And, you know, as Steven's saying, Anthony stole Adam's super squirrels. So, you know, should be a good race tonight. So, you know, we'll let you get. We'll see.
We'll see if I took Adam's super squirrel. Somebody finally broke his win streak on Saturday, so.
Yeah, but it wasn't by much. So
definitely not by much.
No.
But.
So
yeah, you know, we'll see. We're just gonna probably chill. We're just gonna try a lead lap early and then just probably just chill out until later. Just try to stay, you know, as close to that front pack as possible, just in case they get separated and crap.
All right. Well, we'll let you get to it out there here tonight, Anthony. Congratulations on the pole and good luck, bud.
Thank you much.
Yep. All right. Well, that was Anthony English here. All righty. Yo. All right, well, let's go ahead and get them on the pole. I'll look at the new schedule here after the race tonight, David. So, all right, well, our pole here tonight is, of course, Anthony English with a 51.236. Congratulations, Anthony, on pole. Vicente going to start on the outside of him in second. Rick Sanchez third. Hunter Reynolds fourth. Dwayne Corbett fifth. James Mayer sixth. Les Levy seventh. Sean Stevens in eighth. Dan Osborne ninth. And Adam Kilday 10th. Jimmy Reynolds in 11th. Tyler High in 12th. Chris Brian Baker 13th. Russ Hancock 14th. Andrew Schroeder 15th. Dusty Burkhart 16th. Bubba Winningham 17th. Dave Hunt 18th. Nick Wing 19th. And David O in 20th. Rick Seabrant, he's going to start back in 21st, not qualifying. Paul Servant there in 22nd. Donald Stewart, 23rd. Mark Mann, 24th. Alex Giffen, 25th. Joshua Westendorf, 26th. And Len McNeese, 27th. And Everett Scott Norris going to round out our 28 truck field here tonight. Looks like Braden out there rooting on the 44 and the 14 here tonight. All right, so next week will be Talladega, folks. All right, pace car. They used the car this time. Pace car will dive off to the safety of pit road. Rule states got to go on green at all times, even on the initial start. So here we go. Green's out. Boogity, 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 folks. We are racing here tonight at Daytona. All right, well, Vicente already working the outside line out of turn number 2. That's where he started. And he is already going to get a good lead, about a truck length, about 2 truck lengths lead there. Or about a truck length, I should say. 26 of Hunter Reynolds on the outside. A lot of side-by-side still yet behind them. 80 laps. That is all they're doing here tonight. First lap here this evening. If he can hold it on the outside, he will. The 14 of Vicente Guerrero going to lead the first lap here tonight. Anthony English getting shuffled kind of back a little bit. Rick Sanchez in tow on the bottom as the 95 of James Mayer goes to the bottom. Going to try to get a run on Hunter and Vicente. Anthony English coming up down into turn number 3. Looks like going to give that 95 a little bit of a shove here. Don't want to stay too far and too long up on them. But as you will end up blowing an engine. We have already seen it done, even in the trucks. We got some 3 wide action back here. The 634 of Donald Stewart was in the middle here, and they were doing a little bit of 3 wide shenanigans. And at the tail end, of course, is going to be Everett Scott Norris up there on that high side. And that 114 machine, Lynn McNeese back here as well. So they're racing it up back there in the back. And they're side by side, nose to tail all the way through the field here. 2 laps completed. Still a long race. Remember, 40 laps halfway. These guys try to stay under the 5 caution limit. You know, they would love to go green to checkered. Tomorrow night, OP Premier fires back up right here on MaxspeedTV. I got to look at the schedule and get all that squared away on YouTube as well. I think we're going to see Stephen Lane out there racing with them tomorrow night. What do you say, Stephen? You going to get out there and jump out there with them? Eric, Route 9, number 5. That is going to be Rick Sanchez. Side by side, Vicente leading 2 laps here. 26 of Hunter Reynolds still trying to lead some laps. Now just out of curiosity, nope, Anthony English didn't even get a lap led. James Mayer did get a lap led under his belt, though. Looks like Vicente gonna grab another one. Not invited to return. Okay, you might want to get with. I don't know who's actually running Mondays. I deal with Anthony on Mondays, but I don't know who's actually running Mondays. So you might want to get with whoever. If you plan on racing. If you don't plan on racing, then I wouldn't worry about it. But would love to see you back out on the track, bud. We see Russ Hancock up here. Worked yourself all the way from 14th to 2nd. Still has yet to lead a lap. He did not get that one. Vicente holding strong up there on that top side. 6 laps into this run here, folks. Remember, 50% fuel load. We're probably looking at about close to about 20 laps of fuel, I would say. I'd say 15 to 20 laps on fuel. Still have the side-by-side. Anthony English fell back to 10th. Rick Sanchez, Bubba Winningham up from 17th to 12th. 3 wide. He is caught on that outside line with Mark Mann in the middle. The 9 of Dwayne Corbett on the bottom. And oh! No! I think we are going to have a wreck. Yeah, and I want to say it might actually have all initiated from the incident right up here with Mark Mann. As I said, they were 3 wide. Dwayne on the bottom there on the left, Mark in the middle, and Bub on the outside. And it looks like right there, Bubba and Mark both getting into contact with one another. Let's see here. I think Bubba might have moved down the track from the looks of it right there. And that's where the contact was made between Bubba Winningham and Mark Mann. That got Mark all bent out of shape. Mark goes up into the wall, and everybody was just trying to dodge. And even the 4 of Rick Sebrands was trying to get going here. And the yellow is going to come out. I think Mark Mann was having some major problems back here. And we also see a driver off the track here. Oh, that is Lynn McNeese. It looks like Lynn got plowed by Norris. And Norris gets hit by David O. Yeah, and then we get back up on Mark Mann here real quick. Let me see if I can find Mark. We're still under the replay, and you can see the damage. Mark is on a pit road as we get back up live here, and I believe Mark did have to use one of his 2 fast repairs. Everett Scott Norris had to as well. And I would think that David O will do it as well. He does have a meatball here. So I love that monkey on the hood of his car, on the hood of his truck there. That's the Checkered Flag Motorsports Speedway monkey logo. So I would assume he'll use a fast repair here at some point. I want to see these guys come down pit road. Done blowed up. Yeah, well, you got another. You've got a couple of fast repairs there at David, so you should be able to get it back out there. Did you have to tow it? I would assume you did because, you know, you're still sitting on pit road, but yeah, you probably did more than likely. So Hunter Reynolds, Adam Kilday, Sean Stevens, Russ Hancock, Anthony English, Tyler. Does anybody know how to actually pronounce his last name? Ooh, 130 left of towing. Ouch. Anyway, the 93 coming out there in 6th. James Mayer 7th, Rick Sanchez 8th, Dave Hunt 9th, and Dwayne Corbett rounding out the top 10. Looks like, yep, Everett, two drivers just having to use a fast repair, and I would assume David O will too once towing gets done. As high, yeah, and that's what I've been doing. Or hay. I don't think it's hay. What do you mean, Brandon? Braden? Not Brendan. Braden? Beside their name? The A? Beside their names? Like Bubba Winningham and Jimmy Reynolds? Lynn McNeese? Oh, okay. That's admins. That's the admins of the race. All right, lights are off on the pace car here. It'll be Hunter Reynolds. He is going to get us going on the top side here. Steve Hoppet out there in chat. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you hanging out with us from down under. Right, Eric? Now, I'd wreck David O for a Klondike bar, so, you know, I'm just... you know... That's why David O won't let me race, because they'll know they just give me a Klondike bar and I'll send him into the wall, you know. Be banned before I even get a chance to race. Now, I don't have the capabilities of racing right now anyway. I got too much going on. Between broadcasting, fixing to move, and all that goodness, I just don't have time for it, and I don't have a will, so. All right, pace car will dive off to the safety of pit road. Now, they got to go on green at all times, so they can't jump it. They have to wait on the green flag. So Hunter Reynolds on the outside. Here we go. Green's out. Everybody can go. And Steve, man, got to get you back out on the racetrack. Got some movement back here. That is going to be the 14 of Azente. Going to go 3 wide down on the bottom. 77 going to go top side here. And it's Chris Breidenbaker just going to kind of hang on up here on the high side. Single file back here, led by the 21 of Nick Wing. Coming up, Rick Seabrands, Paul Servant, Joshua Westendorf, Dusty Burkhart, Lynn McNeese. Got some side-by-side back here. And, you know, side-by-side up front as well. No, I am not moving to Florida. I wouldn't mind visiting Florida, but no, I'm not moving to Florida. How you doing, Mike? How is Florida by chance? Well, in my case, Braden, it would be come up to Canada because I'm down here in the States, so I would have to go up to Canada, not down to Canada. Canada is not down. I have to get a passport to go anywhere outside the country anyway, so don't plan on doing that just yet. Maybe later. Adam Kilday up front, just started just inside of the top 10 in 10th. He's moseyed his way up toward the front. Still hasn't led a lap, but he is trying to lead a lap here. They're going to go 3 wide, though. Still, oh, man, 3 wide, about 2 rows deep. Dwayne Corbett in the middle of all this mess. Oh, they're going to have to stay off that wall, though. Got the 62 in the middle of this, too. That is Les Levy. The 8 of Dana Osborne also in the middle of it. Some 3 wide action. You got the 77 of Chris Breidenbaker, also 3 wide. 634.99. 634 on the outside, 99 on the bottom. There goes the 3 of Paul Servant. I am so used to Alex Green being in the 3. It's been in the 20s? Yeah, no, I'm not going. I'm sure that's 20 degrees Celsius. If it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm definitely not going. Remember, Braden, we don't do Celsius down here. We do not use the metric system. Oh no, this is not gonna be good. The 5, Rick Sanchez. No! We're gonna have some black flags. Oh, looks like a Hunter Reynolds was right there on the 5. Let's look at what happened to the 5 here of Rick. Did he get tagged first or? Yeah, he did. He got tagged by the 26 of Hunter right there. That got the 5 bent all out of shape. And that's into the corners, too. It looks like Hunter got tagged by the 343 right here. So right there, 343 gets into the 26. And the 26 gets into the back of the 5, and then the 5, Rick just really couldn't, do much. He tried to save it, but nothing really he could have done. And then right there, the left front, the right rear, and then right up into the 85 of Adam Kilday. Nowhere to go for the 27, 343 into the back of the 26 once again. The 3 up into the back of the 343. Now, we are going to have some black flags here because these guys, trying to dodge it and speeding down pit road, but they will be cleared. So another incident out here tonight. Unfortunately, Several drivers going to get caught up in that one too. Yeah, unfortunately, that's what happens, man. Product of the chain reaction effect. One, two, three, pot. And that's pretty much what it took. All right, off of pit road first. It is going to be Anthony English, then Jimmy, then Vicente, then Tyler, Donald, Dana, Alex, Joshua, Dwayne, and Dusty Burkhart. That is going to be our top 10 off of pit road. We will see if any of these guys do decide to come back down pit road at some point. Well, let's see here if we can maybe talk to somebody here tonight. Let's go and pull up Dana Osborne here real quick. Dana Osborne, buddy. Joshua in the booth, got a copy? Dana Osborne, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, it's Joshua in the booth, buddy. I know it looks like you're going to be restarting here in sixth spot, man. Been kind of, some stuff happening down there on the track. But how's that Skull Lake truck out there here tonight? How you doing?
It's pretty good. I mean, it feels pretty good. I think it does anyway.
You going to be able to, pull out maybe a top 5, maybe a win out here tonight?
I don't know. I've been trying all season, but I ain't got lucky yet,
Yeah, it's coming. It'll happen. So, just hang in there. I know you guys are getting ready to go back green, so I'm not going to keep you, Dana. Good luck down there, buddy.
I appreciate it, man.
Yep. All right, we're getting back down there to race room 3 here, and go ahead and do a little interview here with somebody. I've not been doing many interviews, usually because, we been having a lot of yellows, not with CFM, but just, I think CFM right now is averaging about 4 or 5 yellows. I think last week we had 5. Was it 5 or 6? Something like that. I don't know. But pace car lights are off. Anthony English, Jimmy Reynolds. That's going to be our top 2 here. Coming to lap number 19. All right, here we go. Pace car down to the safety of a pit road. And coming to the green flag here. Green flag is out once again. All right, still trying to get at least a couple of green flag pit stops in. Got a lot of a single file back here as these guys are up to speed. Whoa! Looks Looks like we've got Hunter Reynolds up there against the wall. He is trying to get back up toward the front. Just got around the 114 of Everett Scott Norris, who is falling, starting to fall back a little bit. It's up there on that top side. Andrew Schroeder in the mix here. Wow, Hunter Reynolds making that third lane work. Hugging that wall, and he is bringing Adam Kilday, Paul Servant right along with him on the backstretch here. And they're going to have to make them cars wide, but 3 wide. Good Lord Almighty. Hunter Reynolds, Adam Kilday, Paul Servant flying up through the field. And they just cut the nose off the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, as well as the Zente going up to the top side, blocking Hunter Reynolds and company, because, man, they had got a huge run. And even Andrew Schroeder at the tail end. Well, he was at the tail end of the top side here, but now that's going to be the 21 of Nick Wing. And there is still more trucks forming up there on that top side. The bottom 2 lanes just, they're not going. That top lane, I think, is, really formed up, and that's where you're wanting to be. But, man, that 3 wide, that's a little sketchy. I think if something was to happen, it would happen right around where that 3 wide is at. Alex Giffen, Schroeder, Wing, somewhere around in here, 76. It is 70. Nope, that is the 6 of Bubba Winningham. That outside line, though, just blew past everybody. Literally. They keep going, though. Jimmy's going to burn up a lot of fuel leading the race. He'll burn up more fuel leading, but they can't. There ain't no way they go 80 laps. Oh, we got a yellow, though. Oh, somebody went for a ride. That was the 48 of Schroeder went for a ride. Oh. All right. Well, let's see what happened to coach him up Schroeder here. I think that truck actually turned into a jet. Literally, and it looks like the number 6, that is Bubba Winningham, was coming up in the middle here. Got to run, and that is going to be close. I think both. If Schroeder moved down, he moved down slightly. And I think Bubba also moved up at the exact same time. So that is where the yellow is going to come out, and there was nowhere to go for the 21 of Nick Wing as that air catches the undercarriage of the 48 of Schroeder. Schroeder goes for a ride, and Norris had nowhere to go. Him and the 77 of Bryden Baker got contact together, and then contact was made there. between Norris and Schroeder, and then Norris and Les made contact between each other. Wow. Eric. I don't really know how much it comes into play, you know, on that high line, but I know that high line is working out for, you know, several other drivers. All right, off of pit road first, it's going to be Jimmy Reynolds, then Hunter Reynolds, then Dwayne Corbett, Anthony English, Adam Kilday, Dana Osborne, Paul Servant, Bubba Winningham, Joshua Westendorf, Alex Giffen, Dusty Burkhart, Tyler High, Dave Hunt, Rick Seabrands, Russ Hancock, the top 15 off of pit road. All right, well, if the lights don't go off, we'll get somebody up here. But if the lights go off, which I'm assuming they will, we'll wait. All right, lights are off, so I'm going to be coming to lap 27. All right, just kind of waiting on that pace car to dive off here momentarily. And we'll be coming to green flag racing. Stay out of Bubba's way tonight. Yeah, he's on rails tonight. All right, pace cars down to the safety of pit road. About the only safe spot so far. Here we go. Coming to the green. Green's back out once again. Side by side, the Reynolds Wraps trucks. Up front, 1-2. We will see exactly which line works this time around. Is it going to be the low, mid, or a high line? Well, we know Hunter Reynolds ran that high line, made that high line work. And it looks like he is going to go top side here with Jimmy, Anthony, and several others. That's behind him here. That is going to be the Skoll 8. The 6 of Bubba. Dana Osborne's in the 8. Bubba Winningham, Alex Giffen, Tyler, Russ. All on that high side here. Yep, now Reynolds wraps trucks on the outside here. Hunter, Jimmy, Anthony. Click the like button. Eric is saying. Lick it. And it looks like that wall line is the preferred line. Ooh, watching the 3. Paul Servant right up in the middle here. It looks like that high line is the preferred line. That bottom line just not moving as Alex Giffen goes to the middle and potentially to the bottom, but that bottom lane just not going. Here comes the 9 of Dwayne Corbett on the bottom, the 85 of Adam Kilday. That the 62? 62 of Les is on the high side. That is the 92 of Joshua Westendorf on the bottom. Several drivers on the bottom here. Dusty Burkhart, Dave Hunt. Also have David O here, who is on the top side. Alex Giffen caught in the middle here. Yeah, they were 3 wide. Not 3 wide now, just side by side. But that top line, though, I think that's where you want to be. You just can't make nothing happen here. We go ahead real quick and take a look at our track temp. Still about 85. I don't think it's going to do any changing here. No, middle lane, not the place to be. 17 of Jimmy all over the back of Hunter, though. Ever since they've got connected together, they've really not looked back. Well, I think it is set to static weather. I believe. Don't quote me on it. I know with iRacing and all their updates they've been doing, and they've really kind of messed up everything. Watching that bottom line, though, Dwayne Corbett and company, they're coming. They're making it work. Just trying to get up there around and get up. Getting up there is one thing. Getting around is totally something different. And it just seems like they're not able to keep that momentum for some reason. Ooh, we see the 8 peeking down. That was Dana Osborne. Man, Jimmy Reynolds all over the back bumper of the 26. let's see here if we can get a nose look at this. You can just see Jimmy putting that front nose all up in the grill of a Hunter Reynolds there. The front grill of Jimmy into the back bumper of the 26. I mean, he was so far up in there, you were seeing the undercarriage of the 26. All right, about 8-lap run at the moment. Still got a few more laps before we get close to those potential green flag stops. But we got 3 wide going on back here. Once again, we have already seen this tonight, and it didn't end well. You got the 14 and the 99. That's Vicente Guerrero and Alex Giffen in the middle. And they're still in the side draft off of both the inside and outside cars or trucks. And they are trying to make a run up. And at some point or another, I think it's going to stall. The 99 hanging on for dear life, as well as the 14. And my brother is in chat here tonight. I know he's been trying to catch up on some sleep from his hospital stay, from his surgery, and hopefully he's been able to catch up on some. Whoa, Bubba Whittingham and the 92. Bubba and Joseph. Oh, no! We're going to have a yellow? Wow, no yellow. We do want to take a look at what happened back here, though. I know Bubba and Joshua were going at it, and it looks like right there they were doing some ping-ponging back and forth, and no yellow off that, so we really can't stay on it, and we got to get back up to the front. When there's no yellow, I don't have time to really look at it to tell you what actually happened. I know the admins will go back and look at it. They look at everything, so. Looks like Bubba Whittingham now kind of got shoved out to the bottom by himself. He didn't have any type of help. He's got help coming, though. That is the 46. Man, they just gave the 6 a shove. There was David O. Now we've got the 9 of Dwayne Corbett on the bottom, leading the way with Adam Kilday, Bubba Whittingham, David O. And that's the 634 of Donald Stewart. Now, Donald started back in 23rd, and he's kind of been here and there and everywhere. Right now, so far, so good. And that top side, though, that top line, that is still the line. But they are making that bottom work this time around. Are they going to be able to get up and around Hunter and Jimmy this time around? It doesn't look like it. Getting a little wiggly back here around the 9 of Dwayne Corbett. Hang on to it, guys. You're going to be getting into some potential green flag pit stops here before too long, so you don't want to screw it up now. I mean, you guys have been going for about 13, 14 laps here, so just keep on keeping on. Y'all be all right. So at the tail end of this field, though, it is going to be Chris Breidenbaker. Now, Andrew Schroeder leading a couple of cars, or a couple of trucks back here. And that is Andrew, Rick, James, and Vicente. You got Nick Wing, Lynn McNeese, Mark Mann coming up on them, as well as Tyler and Paul Servine coming. Sean Stevens and Rick Sanchez hanging out back here with Joshua Westendorf. I think he's going to potentially catch the back bumper of Rick. We'll see what happens, but right now everybody is still on the lead lap. So all 28 drivers started, all 28 on the lead lap. We've had several of them that've had to use a fast repair. Remember, they get 2, so they're caught up into somebody else's mess. Then you know, you have a couple extra cars. About 20 laps, about 15 to 20 laps roughly, I would say, Eric. That's what I'm guessing. I know if you're leading, though, you're going to burn up more fuel than you are if you're, you know, in the pack drafting. So these guys that have been drafting, you know, pretty much this whole run, they're going to probably have a lap or 2 better than those that, you know, were running up front, like Hunter, Jimmy. You know, these guys are going to be probably a little bit lower on fuel. But however, coming to lap 41 here, folks, we are halfway there here tonight. The Checkered Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkey Season 5, round number 3 here at Daytona. The Men's Mental Health Awareness 200 tonight, sponsored by Andrew Schroeder. A big shout out to Andrew out there for sponsoring tonight's race. And, of course, presented to you all by MaxspeedTV. Vicente on pit road here. They are in that window, about 16 laps now, so we will probably see these guys starting to come down pit road. I see Hunter and Jimmy on the bottom. I would imagine they'll start coming down either this time or next, and it looks like they are going to come down this time, and they're going to go 4 wide on the apron. Good Lord Almighty. And let's hope nobody got caught speeding. And somebody up there in the wall, that is Lynn McNeese. He is okay. He does get it safely down into pit road. But Dana Osborne does have a black flag, and I would assume speeding on pit road. So a whole group of them come down. I would expect Dusty Burkhardt, Alex Giffen, Dave Hunt, Les Levy, and that is Sean Stevens. I would expect the top 5 to come down here this time by. I don't think they'll stay out. No, here they come. They're coming down now. And, whoa, no, Dusty into the wall. No, he's going to have to back up. 99 on the track, losing it. No yellow. That is Alex Giffen. So pit road mistakes, pit road entrance disasters. I think everybody's okay. Nobody got a black flag that time around. However, that is going to cost them a precious few seconds for sure. No, we've been so far so good here tonight. Good night, Steven. Hey, Dylan. Mr. Dylan out there in chat, one of our moderators. I think we're full of moderators here tonight. Of course, the 46. That is David O, for everybody that doesn't know. That's in chat here. He's it was only right to give him moderator because, you know, it's CFM and, you know, he's one of the owners / admins. So, you know, might as well add another one to the party here. So Anthony English, Hunter Reynolds, Adam Kilday right now is your top 3. Dave Hunt, Les Levy, Bubba Winningham, Donald Stewart, Russ Hancock, David O, James Mayer, Rick C. Brands, Jimmy Reynolds, and Mark Mann rounding out the top 13 here as they do some switching places here toward around Mark Mann and company. That's back around the 13th, 12th, 13th spot. Right, Eric? Well, it got the field spread out a little bit. Now we got a few packs going on here. We'll take a look at the front pack. That is Anthony, Adam, and Hunter. And then our second pack behind them is Bubba, Donald, Dave, Les, and Russ, and David. James Mayer in this pack with Jimmy Reynolds, Rick Seabrands, Mark Mann. Then Dwayne Corbett and Vicente Guerrero working together back here. Andrew Schroeder working with Paul Servant. You've got Nick Wing, Lynn McNeese. You've got Tyler leading several drivers. Chris Breidenbaker, Rick Sanchez, Sean Stevens, Dusty Burkhardt coming up on him. Alex Giffen kind of hanging out by himself, as well as Weston Dorf. Dana Osborne with Everett Scott Norris here. So you got a couple of packs, and you got a couple of drivers that are by themselves, and then you got a couple of drivers that it's just two drivers. So you got, now Mark Mann, they have caught the back of this group here. So now the top 13 right here together, 1 through 13, within striking distance of one another. Well, now that you say that, Eric, they're probably going to end up having a yellow. Well, you said it, not me. So I'm hoping we go green the rest of the way, to be honest. I don't know why I'm yawning. All right, lap number 49. And coming to lap number 50 here, and it looks like several drivers backing off here. Wow. Anthony English, Hunter, and Adam. We've got Bubba Winningham, Les Levy, Dave Hunt, Russ Hancock, Donald Stewart, Jimmy Reynolds, David O, James Mayer, Rick Seabrands, Mark Mann. All right here together. However, Anthony, Hunter, and Adam are just keeping on here. But, they are getting awfully dicey back here in this group. This fourth place on back. Now, they are coming up on the Let's see. I am wondering who they're on. Say I'm on Les Levy here, so that is the 17. That is Jimmy. And that is the 46 of David O. And it looks like they're going to go single file, trying to run down that lead pack here. Bubba Winningham on the outside here. Hot out by himself. Didn't have anybody out there with him. Probably going to fall back to probably behind Mark Mann, unless Mark lets him down. Or Mark's going to go up there with him. Now it looks like Mark went ahead and let him down. So now they're all single file here. Looks like Nick Wing, Vicente Guerrero, Dwayne Corbett all down pit road here. Okay. So that's going to put them at about, ooh, man. I think that might be a little bit too early. Pre-blame Josh, huh? Just go ahead and just blame me for it, right? All right, not really much going on right now. Just a lot of single file. All right, well, Anthony English has caught the... Whoa, Anthony has caught the back bumper of Dwayne Corbett, Nick Wing, Vicente Guerrero. Now, these guys already pitted. I think they pitted too early, but that's just my take on it. All right, Anthony dropping it to the bottom, but nobody went with him, and now he can't get back up there. And now he found a hole. Adam Kilday going to be our new leader. He's led a couple of laps already. Lap 54. I think if we can hit, let's say, the lap 60 mark, I think they'll be okay, but we've got to get there first. They've been out here at about 13 laps already, and got Vicente and these guys only been out here 3, but I still think they pitted too early. It is 50% fuel, so we might be able to go a little bit further than 20 laps. Not much. A little bit of 3-wide action as Anthony English company just got around. Want to say that might have been, yeah, that was Dusty Burkhart. So Dusty's a lap down. So Dana Osborne, Joshua Westendorf, Everett Scott Norris, Alex Giffen, Dusty Burkhart, 1 lap down. Dwayne Corbett, Nick Wing, Vicente, on the verge of going a lap down if, Adam Kilday and these guys decide to go around at some point. But nobody's really budging, and these guys just running that top lane, and you got these guys back here running that bottom lane. That is being led by the 62 of Les Levy, David O, Jimmy Reynolds, James Mayer, Dave Hunt, Rick C. Brands, Bubba Winningham, Mark Mann, Donald Stewart. All right here, and it looks like Schroeder, Servant, Lynn coming down pit road. Tyler's coming with them. So I think that window is open now. These guys are going to come down. It's still going to be, I think, short. And here comes Hunter Reynolds, Anthony English, Adam Kilday. Oh! Got a driver all up in the wall. Not sure. Was that David O? No. There was a driver up into the wall here. All right. Well, looks like David O, though, did get a black flag, though. Oh, no. All right, well, here comes James Mayer, Dave Hunt, Rick Seabrands, Mark Mann. These guys coming down pit road now. I would imagine Chris Breidenbaker will come down here as well. He's been out here 16 laps. Yep. So he'll be the last one that will need to pit. Hunter Reynolds, Adam Kilday, Anthony English. That'll be our top three once everything cycles back through. As of right now, Mark Mann. All right, well, Mark is not leading now. Hunter Reynolds, Adam Kilday, Anthony English, Mark Mann, James Mayer. Here comes Rick Seabrands, Dave Hunt coming back out onto the track. I think it's going to be interesting on how much fuel and how long they can actually go. We're only going 80 laps, Eric. We're not going to see 3 more stops. We're on lap number 60, buddy. I don't know what you're looking. 20 laps to go. I think you're a little bit behind there. No. Wow. No, don't add any more laps. Hunter Reynolds, Adam Kilday, Anthony English back behind the 99 here. of Alex Giffen. Anthony in third. Mark Mann in fourth, trapped behind a couple of lap cars here as well. It'll be all right. Yeah, it'll be all right. Horizon Series out there saying, well, well, what? Admin for most, antique for some, huh? I'm gonna tell Bubba and them you said that. I know. You know how many people I meet? I think I know who you are. I just can't think of your name right off the bat. Well, I know you're not Schroeder. Because, you know, Andrew's out on the out on the racetrack, so I know you're not him. I know you're from another league. Maybe this league or OP league, one of the two. Calling you Andrew is bad. I didn't call you Andrew. I said you're not Andrew. It's Wags. How you doing, buddy? It's been a little bit since I've seen you in chat. How you been? 16 to go. Alex Giffen still mired in between this lead group. Hunter, Adam, Anthony. Oh, it looks like they don't have enough fuel. We've got some drivers coming down pit road. Oh, no! Mark Mann. Les. Oh, no! Black flags for the both of them. That might have cost them. Oh, no! Getting your league together, huh? They don't know, no, Eric. They don't see that. Yeah, they. That's something in iRacing, I guess, and of course in NASCAR too. But yeah, you can't change that. And they didn't get popped for speeding on pit road. They got popped for coming down, having a wreck, getting on the grass in pit road, and then coming back into pit road. That's what they got the black floor for. But yeah, a pass through would be great, but yeah. Yeah, it's not like you're going to hit anybody on iRacing for that. $13 laps to go. Got some drivers down pit road. More probably going to follow. Russ Hancock, Bubba Winningham, Donald Stewart on pit road. Unfortunately, that put Mark Mann 2 laps down. Les is down a lap as well. These guys need a miracle to get back on the lead lap. Well, this front group has not come down. I don't think they can make it. Sean Stevens would be out here 22 laps. I think that's still too many laps. Everett Scott Norris has a black flag as well, probably speeding down pit road. He will be held. And here comes Hunter. Here comes Adam. Here comes Anthony. All down pit road. Looks like another driver following them as well. That is the 99 of Alex Giffen. So now Lynn McNeese, Andrew Schroeder. Now, I believe these guys are going to have to come down too. I don't think they can make it. It looks like they're going to stay out. This is going to be at... That's 11 to go, so... I don't think they say they can save enough fuel. Nope, this will be 10 to go here at the stripe. Taking a look here one more time at our caution numbers so far. 3 cautions for 6 laps. 10 laps to go. 20 lead changes. I know a couple of drivers would probably like to see a yellow here to potentially, get back up into the fighting chance. I know Tyler, Alex, Les, Mark, I know these guys would love to get back their one and only lap that they're down. But if we don't get a yellow, they may be, stuck. Oh, it looks like Rick Seabrands is on pit road here. I think he towed. Yes, he did. Something happened. It looks like... Oh, he blew his engine! No! And there is no yellow, so we stay green. His engine popped. Now we get back up here live and look. Rick Sanchez, Sean Stevens, Andrew Schroeder, Paul Servant, they are down pit road. Lynn McNeese, he's going to have to come down pit road because I don't think he's going to be able to stay out another 9 laps. He's already been out here 15 laps, so he's going to have to come down at some point, and I believe he's going to do that just right now. So Adam Kilday got to take over the lead here. I know, I cannot believe Rick did that. But I mentioned that earlier, and you can even ask Eric. I said, you cannot stay behind a truck very long. You will end up blowing. And, well, Rick stayed behind the truck too long, so, you know. All right, well, we haven't done it yet, but we're going to go ahead and do it. Next driver card here tonight is going to be Chris Breidenbaker. This is actually a rookie card for CFM. Beautiful rookie card. Chris Breidenbaker's rookie card there. So another driver card, or however you want to look at it. But I would love to get those printed out and put on actual cards, because I'd end up buying them just so I would have them, you know. I actually collect autographs. I've got quite a few of them. Just something that, you know, I got into. So, you know, every time I get a chance to get an autograph from, from whoever, I'll get it, you know. All right, well, Adam, Hunter, Anthony, that's our top three, and they've really kind of separated themselves here. Now, the 99 of Alex Gifford is right there, boy. Alex would love to get a yellow, because, you know, he is in that lucky dog spot. Adam Kilday, though, man, Adam has been on a tear in OP on Saturday. Of course, his win streak ended yesterday with the OP race. Gabe Butler did beat him barely to the line and pull out the victory there. But Adam won the first 3 races at OP on Saturday. And, of course, he is looking to grab a victory here tonight. Now, if we go look on the... Well, I am on the wrong one here. Let me... pull the schedule up. Now, Mark Mann won round 1 of the CFM. Vicente won round 2. And, of course, tonight, round 3, we're going to have a new winner here. Well, we're about to find out here in about 4 short laps. And I say short laps, but, you know, short laps is an understatement, because 4 laps, a lot can happen in 4 laps. Vicente has got another black flag. Oh no. These black flags, man, they have been the talk of the night. Oh, man. Yes, I literally sung that. The wee-woos. 3 laps to go, folks. Adam, Hunter, Anthony. That's our top 3. Dave in 4th, leading this group back here with James Mayer. And there is several lap cars back here, too. The 62, the 8, and the 93. Les Lilly, Dana Osborne, and Tyler back here as well. We got a Team Wee Woo. Exactly. That'd be cool. Team Wee Woo. And everybody drive like either police cars or ambulance or fire truck style paints. That'd be cool. Have fake lights up on the top. Hey, there you go, Eric. Paint up some Team Wee Woo paints. Well, you need the fire truck, you need an ambulance. Not a whole lot going on. Coming to the white flag this time by. It'll be 1 lap to go here at the stripe. There it is. White flag in the air. One more time around. Here we go, folks. Final lap here tonight is the 26 going to try to make a run, a move on the 85 out of turn number 3. He's going to try it. Got some blocking going on. The 26 is going to get turned. They're going to the stripe. Adam Kilday going to win it here tonight. Anthony English is going to cross the stripe second. Hunter Reynolds third, but man, they wrecked it up there coming to the line. Well, I've got to go back and take a look at this, folks. Wow. All right. Well, congratulations to Adam Kilday on the win. Had some blocking going on here, and well, we knew it was going to happen, and we didn't expect that to happen, but coming across the line for second, though, is going to be Anthony, and Hunter Reynolds going to drive backwards and grab that P3 spot. Congratulations to Hunter on third, Anthony on second, and Adam Kilday on the win here tonight for round number 3 at Daytona for the men's mental health awareness 200 here for CFM. So I'll get the top 3 up here for the MaxspeedTV post-race show. We'll talk to the guys and talk about next week. Hang tight, folks. We'll be right back. All righty, guys. I've caught up with the top 3 here tonight. We're going to go ahead and pull up our third place finisher here this evening. Hunter Reynolds. Hunter right there. Hunter, I got to say, I mean, you had to do what you had to do, man. I know I hated that you had to drive backwards, but, you made a move, he threw a block, and, hey, it is what it is. But, hey, man, it's finished third out here tonight. I know not where you wanted to be after leading 26 laps, but, hey, man, top 3, not bad, man. Talk about the race, green flag pit stops, the final pit stops that we had out here tonight to kind of solidify y'all being able to make it to the end, and, how the overall race was, Hunter. Awesome job, bud.
Yeah, thanks. That's pretty ridiculous. I'm going to hold my tongue, actually, but... I don't know, pit stop went good. Came in, was fixing to get messed up by the lap truck, so came in, had a good pit stop, pushed Kilday for the final, 16 laps, whatever. I don't know, I guess lap trucks was just story of the night for us, we had good and bad, I guess, because we had the breakaway there for a while, and luckily no cautions came and spoiled that, so that's good. Basically had a guaranteed top 3, even know how to drive it backwards. But you know, lap trucks helped us keep up there, and then they started messing with us, so we had to pit. And then lap truck messed me up out of turn 4. I was gonna back up and get a run on him and have a couple chances there, but then obviously the lane's taken up by some guys. So it is what it is. I expected the block, but that's still pretty ridiculous. I mean, come on, what are we doing? But a good race, I guess. Put some good moves on, you know. Could have got wrecked more, but didn't. So
Yeah, I mean, you were able to do what you had to do out here tonight. I mean, you had a fast truck. I mean, we seen you working that top third lane out there, taking it 3 wide, man, flying up through the field. I mean, you know, talk about that. I guess you figured that out pretty early. That, you know, that top lane, that wall line up there by the wall, that's where you wanted to be. That's where you needed to be, and it worked out for you. I mean, you flew up to the front.
yeah, racing these trucks, some groups is tough because that top lane really is the place to be at. And then you got to run on the bottom, and then the top truck's just gonna come down and park it on your door. So I was using that all night. But yeah, honestly, I didn't know the truck could fit in some of those gaps in between the middle lane and the wall right there. But you know, I was kind of pissed off from that wreck, so I kind of was just driving up there. So yeah, it worked out. You know, like I said, we could have wrecked more, but that was a pretty cool little moment. Like I said, I had to get skinny. I didn't even know the truck could fit in some of those gaps. So.
Well, it did. Awesome job out here tonight. You know, good points tonight for you, finishing third. You know, next week we go to a bigger track, Talladega, for round number 4. You know, how do you feel about Talladega, buddy?
I love Dega. I don't know how it drives in the trucks. Probably pretty similar. Just use the top lane and park on the bottom lane's door. But I will tell you, I do not care at all about points. So if you want to throw a block on me, just know that I do not care about points next time. So, and that's all I have to say about that.
All righty. Hunter, awesome job out here tonight, third. I'll go ahead and, you know, turn the mic back over to you. Final thoughts, shout outs, thanks you want to give, bud?
Yep. Shout out to my dad for running with me. Shout out to Anthony for working with us there at the end. Shout out you in the booth. Always a good time. Shout out to everybody watching. Hope it was a good show. I'm not mad about third, just a PSA, but I mean, you understand, you get it.
Yeah,
you know?
I get it.
So,
I get it.
Yeah, you know, it's a third. It's a good night, but you know, I'm not every points race. So, but it was a pretty good night. Yeah, can't complain too much. Held my tongue pretty good, so we're chilling. We're
Yeah,
good.
we're chilling.
Hope the win feels good, Ant. Hope the win feels good, Kill Day.
All righty, Hunter. We'll go celebrate your third out here tonight, buddy. We'll see you next week. Awesome job on third here this evening, bud.
Yeah, appreciate you, sir.
Yep. All right, well, that's going to bring us to our P2 here tonight. Anthony English, he also had to go through the grass out here this evening after hiccups down there on the final lap. But Anthony, man, you know, you led 15 laps. You were up there battling. I know we got separated, green flag stops, a little bit of 3-wide action. I say a little bit. We had a lot of 3-wide action out here tonight. Some hiccups on pit road by some drivers. We had a little bit of everything, man. Talk about the Fox Racing 44 machine, how quick it was, the battles there at the end with the blocks and the moves and having to go through the grass and spinning it there, but still managed to get a P2, buddy. We got to hear from you.
Oh yeah, it wasn't too bad. Just kind of got lucky, and when we got that first set of green stops there, I was able to come out with a few of us, and we ended up just kind of like running away from it there. So me, Adam, and Hunter, we just kind of like stuck with it and did what we needed to do to keep getting that gap bigger. And then about halfway through, there were some people playing some games and doing some weird stuff, and they gained a little bit on us. But once we got away from them and pit and got back in our own rotation, we pulled back away from that second pack and stuff. So it just came down to us three settling it at the end.
Yeah, and I think you noticed it too. That top lane, that third lane, the wall lane, that's what I like to call it. That was the preferred lane out here tonight. Now, I know once we got those green flag pit stops in, I guess it really didn't matter per se. But, in a pack, that's really where you wanted to be, was there up there on that third lane, riding that wall and, just hoping for the best.
Only in the pack, though. That bottom lane in a single car line draft was way faster than running the top or or even, I mean, even running side by side was faster than running just the top solo. So it was just in a pack in a big group that highlighting with that side draft and stuff like that. It's just hard to compete against that.
Well, I was going to ask how the tires were here tonight, but, I know these trucks don't really use up a whole lot of tires. The fuel, though, let's kind of talk about the fuel, because that's really kind of where it boiled down to. We had drivers out there staying out later than, anticipated, drivers coming down earlier than anticipated, and then no yellows, came out. So then everybody had to pit. So, kind of talk about the green flag stops coming down to the end and what got you set up to, pull out a P2 here, bud.
Yeah, well, once we started running, we kind of, like, a couple of us were talking, and we just noticed that no matter how much you saved, you weren't going to be able to make it 2 stops. So at that point, it was just hammer down. Just run it as hard as it can and get as much distance and as far ahead of the rest of the group as you can. If there was anybody that by chance possibly could have made it, there's a good chance that we could have still been ahead of them even after they saved all that and stuff. So it just depends on how much they would have to slow down to save enough to actually make it 2 stops. But once it was like 3-stop race, for sure, it was just hammer down. I mean, at that point, stay out enough before that last caution or before that last pit to, make sure that if a quick caution does come out, you got enough for a couple green white checkers at the end and stuff. And that's about all we did. I think I put like 6-8 in at the end when I only really needed 5-1. And that was just to make sure I was golden on, anything happening later. If green white checkers were to, happen, and we did get a caution.
Yeah, well, we didn't have to worry about that. Finished it under regulation here tonight. But the track we go to next week, bigger, faster. I don't know if it's much safer. It's Talladega, but that's where we're going to. Round number 4. How do you feel about Talladega with having P2 finish here tonight?
I'm pretty good. We'll go to Dega and we'll do the same thing. We'll just try to be cool, stay at the somewhere around that main pack as best as we can, and hopefully come out with a similar result or maybe something better.
All righty, Anthony, awesome job out here tonight in the P2 finish. Buddy, good points tonight for you. Setting in the top. Looks like top 5 coming into tonight. I know we're still early on in the points, but, got to rack up those points, man. Earlier, the better. So, awesome job. Final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate your P2 here tonight?
Oh, big shout-out to you, Josh, MaxspeedTV, everything you guys do for CFM and all the other leagues around. Appreciate it very much. Love watching races back afterwards. And big shout-out to the admins, Bubba, David, Russ, Les, and Len for what they do for CFM. It's still a blast, pretty fun. I don't think you'll find any better racing here on out, with how good this group, kind of like melds together. But definitely love racing over here. Big shout out to all the guys we ran with tonight, all the main guys we cruise around with, the Alliance boys and all that, a couple other newbies. And then, Hunter joining us for tonight. I think Hunter deserved a little bit better finish, even though it was third. He was running second coming to it, and I thought he was going to be able to at least have the chance to have a run on Adam there, and it just didn't work out. But, big shout out to Adam, win. Shout out to Hunter for, doing his damnedest, and all 3 of us working together most of the night to at least get in the position to do that at the end. Big shout out to everybody watching at home. Big shout out to Think Schroeder. I think he did the sponsorship tonight, men's mental health awareness. So big shout out to him. Big shout out to everybody, like I said, watching. My dad at home, mom, beautiful girlfriend, all them people. And then, all the racers that race, everybody else that does what they do behind the scenes. And I'm gonna go to bed now.
All righty, Anthony. Well, go get some sleep, buddy. And, I know a lot of people got to work tomorrow. So go get some sleep, get some rest. OP premieres tomorrow night right here on MaxspeedTV. Same bat time, same bat place. So, we'll see you there, hopefully. If not, we'll see you Thursday. So go celebrate your P2. And, we'll see you then, bud.
Thank you much, Josh.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yep. All right, well, that was Anthony English here tonight. Where in the world did Adam Kilday go? Adam Kilday, our winner here tonight. I am trying to find Adam here. There he is right there. All right, let me go ahead and get him up here real quick. Adam, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, dude.
Hey, man, I know you were. I didn't see you in the waiting room, and I was like, where did he go? I know I drug him up here. So, but anyway, Adam, awesome win out here tonight. I mean, there was a lot down there going on the track. You know, I know you had a fast car out here. You know, started up toward the, you know, in the top 10. You started 10th, and you led 16 laps, pulled off the victory out here tonight, threw a block there at the end. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do, buddy. Talk about the racing, the green flag pit stops, and, you know, what you had to do to bring it home into victory lane, buddy. Awesome job.
Yeah, we I guess we got pretty lucky. Maybe 2 or so stops ago. We had three three cars come out pretty evenly. Me, Hunter, and Anthony, and we kind of managed the temperatures and what else? Just momentum with our pack all together, just to try to pull as far ahead as we could, and we managed to pull that off. And the gap only kept getting bigger and bigger, so we were in a pretty comfortable spot after like 15 or 14 or so laps. But no, at the very end, I didn't take any tires that last stop. And I knew Hunter was pushing me pretty good on that final 5-lap run. But I kind of figured he was most likely going to make a move behind me, and Anthony was going to go with him. But I kind of got a bit lucky there. We caught a lap car, that Old Spice. I don't know who it is, but I don't know. It kind of delayed Hunter's move there, and I think he had to wait a bit longer to make the move. And I ended up, I saw him go up. I moved up in front of him to throw a block. The truck did get a bit sideways on me. So old tires, and I seen him pull down to the left. And at that moment, I figured he was going to race me to my inside. And then I see him get, they got into it behind me and wrecked, which was unfortunate. But yeah, I guess at the end of the day, it worked out for me, and probably thank Hunter again and for helping me out there. So, yeah.
You know, grabbing the win. I mean, a good points night coming into tonight, Adam. Third in the point standings. Of course, this is going to help you, you know, moving forward. We got Talladega next week. You know, the next round upon us, round number 4. You know, having the win. You know, we already know what you're capable of doing. So, you know, going into Talladega next week, do you think you have something to go back to back?
No, probably not. Not sure what next week will bring, but we'll see. I hope to see one of the other guys, Dwayne, probably come out with a win for his first one. I don't know if he's won a super speedway. He may have won OP. I'm not sure, but he came close a couple Sundays ago. We tried all we could. I tried working with him this race to try to keep him up front, but when I was pushing him at one point, it ended up denting in like his back bumper, which was weird. I never seen the trucks do that, at least on my end while pushing. But when that happened, his car got a bit slower and more aero loose on the back, and we couldn't really make nothing work on the bottom for a while, and so we lost a bunch of track position. But we try for Dwayne this week again. But you know, next week hopefully, you know, Vince and them could all pull it off for him, or even Wing. Wing was running with us in the channel tonight, and same with Vince. Vince won last week, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
All righty, Adam. Awesome job out here tonight on the win, buddy. I'm not going to keep you any longer than I have to. So, you know, any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate your victory out here tonight, bud?
Yeah, dude. Thanks to CFM Speedway Monkeys. all they do for a Sunday night. Thank the guys in Discord, Vicente Guerrero, Dwayne Corbett, Nick Wing. Good running with them. Shout out to Hunter and them there for working well together and getting that gap we had. And then, shout out to your time, Joshua Medlock, and the broadcast dude. I appreciate it.
All righty, Adam. I appreciate that, man. Go celebrate your win out here tonight, buddy. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow night for the premiere series. If not, we'll see you Thursday, buddy. Go celebrate your win out here tonight, buddy. Awesome job.
Will do.
Yep, thank you, bud. All right, well, that was Adam Kilday with a win out here tonight. Let's go ahead and get down to the unofficial results. Putting in the admin stuff they have to do here tonight, but Adam Kilday grabbing the win out here tonight for a CFAM round number 3 here at Daytona. Awesome win by Adam. Anthony English grabbing a P2 there, and Hunter Reynolds in 3rd. Dave Hunt 4th. James Merritt 5th. Nick Wing 6th. Dwayne Corbett 7th. Jimmy Reynolds at 8th. Donald Stewart 9th. And Rick Sanchez grabbing the top 10. Sean Stevens in 11th. Paul Servant 12th. Bubba Winningham 13th. Russ Hancock 14th. Lynn McNeese 15th. Andrew Schroeder 16th. Alex Giffen 17th, Les Levy in 18th, Tyler in 19th, and Dan Osborne 20th, and David O in 21st, Dusty Burkhart 22nd, and Joshua Westendorf 23rd, Chris Breidenbaker 24th, Mark Mann 25th, Vicente Guerrero 26th, Rick Seabrands 27th, Everett Scott Norris in 28th. But again, our winner out here tonight, Adam Kilday, round number 3 of the Checkered Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys. Tomorrow night, 8:45 Eastern, 7:45 Central, the OP Premier Series fires up. Their top tier series in the next gen cars. It's been a while since we have seen those, so we'll see what happens starting tomorrow night. Hopefully we'll see you all then. But until next time, thank you all, folks, for tuning in here tonight. Stay safe and have a good night.